When I was working in the National Press Building, 1976 to 1979, there was an albino man. That means a man with white hair and white eyebrows and white skin. A weird looking man. I have nothing against that kind of person, but there was that kind of man. When he used the bathroom, he often used the bathroom at the same time as I did. I had a name for him. We called him the Mumbler. Why? He used the bathroom around the same time I did. I would see him I don't know if he had his hand over his mouth or, I don't remember. He was talking to himself. I could hear him. He would be in the stall next to me, talking, mumbling. Strange. Now, a relative who America's Man of the Year said had organic brain disease. She didn't talk to herself out loud, but she always was communicating with someone who you can't see. Someone in the room with her. It seemed like she was communicating with someone next to her, and let me copy her if I can. Here she is. She's talking to someone as if next to her. You didn't see anybody there. I had never heard anyone talk to himself or herself. Never. I was at that time between 22 and 24 years of age. I hear for the first time someone talking out loud to herself. This is very weird, very strange. Never saw this before. I accepted that. And there was another man as well. I forget the name I had for him. He also went to the bathroom at the same time I did, and he would be in the next stall talking to himself. I would be hearing him. I would be quiet, of course. Years passed. Now I'm working at the job that gave me this retirement that I'm in now. Well, I rode the subway to work every day. And there was an albino man who, once again, I saw often on the metro. He sat in the handicapped seats, usually. I didn't. You know, I was told that I was crazy. I never sat in those seats. Handicapped seats, never. This albino man, he didn't talk to himself. But I guess he had an eye problem. He can't see well. So he seemed to have problem. So he would hold a book up like an inch or two from his eyes. He would be there reading that book an inch or two away from his eyes. I saw him often. He was an albino, had white hair, white eyebrows, white skin. Now, years pass, and I see what? That man in the movie Da Vinci Code. That actor was the same actor who played Charles in A Beautiful Mind. That actor in the Da Vinci Code, he is the same. He was a Catholic murderer, an assassin. Now, there was a man I met here at Montgomery Mall when I worked here from 1973 to 1975. Right here, at this location where this store is, white, black. This store right here, white, black. There was a Walden bookstore there from 1973 to 1975 and after for many years. I worked there. And I'm forgetting what I was talking about. I call this an emotional blackout. An emotional blackout. I have this, I'm saying it, I worked here, and then I've gone into emotional blackout. It's caused by anger. Okay, this man that worked there, he was a writer, starting a career as a writer. He got a master's degree from the University of Maryland, where I was going to school. He got an MA in creative writing from Maryland University. He majored in creative writing. For years, I followed this man, this writer. Met him at the bookstore. And ever afterward, any book I ever found by him, I read. First thing I did when I went in a bookstore is look for books by him. Now, I found a book that told me, written by him, that like in the Da Vinci Code, there was a secret organization that would murder and commit other crimes like that for Catholics. He said that in a science fiction novel. This group, you don't want to be targeted by this group. You don't want to become a target of theirs. That was in his novel, a science fiction novel. He was a science fiction writer. However, how much is that true? How much of that is science fiction? I'm wondering, because years before that, he wrote a science fiction novel about alternate realities. Later, we learn that alternate realities. And I read that around 1980. Never forget it. Okay? And years later, I find that scientists, like that famous physicist in England, I forget his name. He had a muscle disease. He had to talk by blinking his eyes. To a computer to make letters. And he spelled out words this way. No computer. Well, I forget his name. Can't remember his name. Argentina! I remember now the name of that country. I'm never able to remember that name. Never able to remember that country. I remember it now. But I can't remember the name of that scientist. Anyway, that scientist, he's saying there are alternate realities. Alternate realities are real. So, when this science fiction writer, it was of Italian descent, I thought he was cool. He was writing about alternate realities in science fiction. I learned that alternate realities, they're real. They're not fiction. Scientists are saying that they're real. So he was saying that there's a group of assassins that are real, like in the Da Vinci Code. So, you see in the Da Vinci Code that this group of assassins, and there's this one played by the man in The Beautiful Mind who plays Charles. He's an assassin in the Da Vinci Code. And I remember he was like an albino man. He had white hair. White whatever. He was a man like that. I don't mean to discriminate against anybody who's an albino. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that every time I've seen one, that albino has been doing something weird. From the mumbler to the murderer. Anyway, footnote, 2 or 3 years ago, I'm driving in my truck, driving my wife. There she is. That's my wife. I'm driving her to Catholic Church, where? The National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Northeast Washington, D.C. Around North Capitol Street and Michigan Avenue, northeast. For what? Catholic Mass. On Easter Sunday. Okay? Because I converted to Judaism in 2020. I told my wife that as a Jew, I'm not to go into a Catholic church for service. So you go alone and I'll wait for you here in the truck. And I found a parking place right there. Found a space right in front of the shrine there. There's the shrine, and right next to it, parking area. Not easy to find, especially on Easter Sunday, but I found the place. Now, while I was sitting there in my truck, I see in my rearview mirror I see what? A monk dressed in white. and he's coming right toward my truck. This is a monk dressed in a white robe. I'm saying that because I was talking about the strange albinos I've seen in white, and I had never seen before a monk in a white robe like that. Never. This was strange. The man is coming directly at my truck. Okay, and there's, all the spaces are taken in the parking lot, and he's coming directly toward me. Okay, toward my truck. So I reached for my camera to try to get a picture of him. But by the time the camera was slow in starting, and so I finally snapped a picture of him just as he was going by the front of my truck. He came right by the right side of my truck, across the front. I got a picture of him, his backside. I'm saying that was very odd. Okay, we'll let you know. I was an usher at that church for 3 years. Okay, my aunt, my mother's sister, was a nun. Okay, I visited convents to see her. Washington, various states, from first consciousness in this life onward. And I participated in the ordination mass of my father's uncle when my father's uncle became a priest, a Catholic priest. I had a very important to play in that Mass. In 1958, I had never seen a monk in white like that. He was coming right toward my truck. There was no one in the parking lot. It was empty. And guess what? Someone brought a dog to go to the bathroom right in front of my truck on the grass there. On the shrine grass there on Easter Sunday? That holy place? I thought, wait a minute, this is puzzling. I wrote my master's thesis on Herman, so I'm talking about Melville, his novel, Moby Dick. Okay? Wrote about that novel. And the crazy quest for the white whale. So I'm noticing all these whiteness associations. Noticing them. That monk dressed in white coming at me like that, coming at my truck. After I see that murderer in the Da Vinci Code, that monk murderer. So I'm thinking about when I withdrew from ushering at the shrine, all these weird things were happening to me. And I'm wondering now about them.